I just played Storyfold, Wildwoods, a solo experience like no other, and I mean it. I played a lot of solo games before, but this one not that it just looks absolutely mind blowing and fantastic production value. Also, the whole gameplay it's very easy, very streamlined. Like you have two kinds of faces, and then you do stuff here. So let's have a look at it. So you're playing this little girl called Luma and her bear called Brom, right? And the game is like, I'm trying not to do any spoilers. You have this storybook which unfolds into these two sections here, and of course I bought the playmat because it just looks absolutely beautiful. And then you read the story, and then you just go to the next part, right? So again, no spoilers. This is the first map I have to show you to understand. And you have the setup and you have the effects here. And then what you do is on your turn, you have four main actions. You can help things, you can light things, heal things, and explore things, right? So when you explore, you can look at the map and what can you do? And for example, here you can untangle and it's blue. It means that you can help something that's there. So what you do is you have to check where is the success rate here. So for example, for this card, you need successes of 3 plus. And every turn you get 5 dice or more later in the game, and you have decided how many you want to roll. And you have to roll a 5 plus. So this is a 7. Great. I managed to help. I need 1 success. But then this card just goes to the back of the river. This is the river. And then everything goes one spot to the left, becoming cheaper, and so on and so forth, right? And then you basically put this marker here, and now you're entangled. You gain 2 of these crystals, which basically you can put on any action you want, and then that counts as a success if you rolled at least 1 die. And you have to gain successes. And every single action card has 2 kinds of things you can do. For example, if I have to cross here and I need to roll the explore and I only have 1 success, I can still do the lower part, which gives me something like an exploration card, right? And this is it. And then later in the game, of course, again, no spoilers, whatever, you have way more complex things you can do, and it's very contextual. So you, for example, can't go onward before you cross because there's the line here. And then later on, you have all these intricate things, like there's like a monster that tries to attack you, and you can distract the monster. Because what you do here is that monsters or creatures, let's call them creatures, they come to your river and then do damage, right? And after they do the damage, they go back. You can deal with them in 2 ways. You can light them, and then basically you stun them, right? And they do not activate, do not attack, do not hurt you that round. They still activate the after activation thing. But you can also heal them, which is basically defeating them. And here it is how many successes you need to have. And then you gain crystals, and then they get discarded. But of course, there are multiple kinds of enemies, and everything has their own thing. So what's going on with health, right? This is kind of like a spirit track. When you lose spirit and you lose all your spirit, it goes back to the left, right? It doesn't run, but then you have to draw one of these shadow cards, right? And the moment you draw the last shadow card, you basically are defeated. But you have to look at the other effects, because, for example, here it says that when you would draw the last shadow card, you can actually use Brom, your bear, to protect you and discard him, and you kind of survive you have one last chance, right? So while you're playing, you're exploring, and there's this a hefty exploration deck with booms and banes. When you get a boon, that's a really good thing usually. Like you find a little bush with berries, or you find a companion, and so on and so forth, and you place them here. But when you find a bane, that's like an obstacle that's bad for you, right? And what you do is you progress to the story, and you see you have this light track and the shadow track here. And every time there's like the shadow track reaches an icon, something happens. And why you would think that there's a lot of things going on here? Again, the game is really easy to understand, and you learn by playing it. It actually, which surprised me, didn't really come with a rule book. It came with a deck of cards that teaches you how to play. And some people were like, "Yeah, but what happens if I forget how the game plays?" It's really really hard to forget because again, it's really easy. I can't say it too many times, right? And then you have a special tray for saving your progress. And if you bought the deluxe things, you get these absolutely high quality pins, which I love. I'm going to put them on my backpack, and you can get these really really good quality raisin dices. The game usually comes with normal dice, which I'm going to use for my D&Ds. And yeah, you have 5 main chapters here, and each chapter is like a hefty deck, right, with a lot of things going on. I played it a lot. I think I got to almost the end of the first chapter, and I had an absolute blast. I can't I can't say how much I like this game. This is really, really great. I highly recommend it, especially for solo players. But you can, of course, play it together with your loved one as well and make decisions together. So yeah, this is Storyfold. Have fun.